Well, it's so great to have a chance to talk with Cardinal Seán O'Malley, particularly as we prepare to welcome as Catholics a new Holy Father. And Cardinal Seán, I wanted to ask you, the 8 years that we have enjoyed the papacy of Pope Benedict XVI, a very different man from Blessed John Paul II, but yet a man of great accomplishment and someone who we love dearly and have great affection for. What do you feel are the accomplishments, if you will, or the legacy, maybe is a better word, of Pope Benedict XVI?
Well, I think he has been such an extraordinary teacher of the faith in every sense of the word. He has shown us that faithful discipleship is about the works of mercy, bringing together charity and justice, that there is a joy that comes from living the faith. He has not shied away from the difficult challenges and questions of our time. He has faced the abuse crisis. He has faced the secularism, materialism of our age, the whole relationship of faith and reason and church and state, and he has done such an extraordinary job of making the faith clear and understandable and accessible to very ordinary people. He is a brilliant theologian, but at the same time he has that gift of being able to explain things and to really communicate to people the beauty of our faith and the interconnectedness of the teachings of the Church.
I've heard you speak about that moment when the Holy Father and yourself met with the victims of clergy sexual abuse, and I know it was a very profound moment for you. What did that moment reveal about Benedict XVI?
Well, it was, for me, a very clear sign of his humanity and his pastoral love for the people of God, and particularly those who were hurting. And he was so present to them in prayer and in his listening to their stories and sharing with them himself. It was really a very moving experience.
Now, I know you'll be present in Rome for the Holy Father's departure and also then the congregation meetings with the other cardinals. And what are your emotions as you approach this? I know it's your first conclave. I can't imagine what you're feeling.
Well, you have so many emotions. There's great sadness at seeing Pope Benedict's ministry come to an end for us as Pope. He is someone who is so easy to be with. He's a very gentle and engaging person, and I am personally very fond of him and have known him for many years, and so his departure is a great shock, and there's a sense of loss around that. On the other hand, in our faith in God's loving providence for the Church, we know that the Holy Spirit will guide us, and the conclave needs to be like a Pentecost experience where the College of Cardinals gathers there representing the whole Church in union with our Blessed Mother and the saints of God, praying for the action of the Holy Spirit to help us to be able to carry on the mission that Christ has given to us. And part of it is by having this leadership in the Church, and the leadership that comes hopefully from our discernment of God's will.
You've been a member of the College of Cardinals for a number of years, but obviously never gone into the conclave to elect a pope. The college itself, you know, having no idea from my perspective what it's like, is it very much like a group of colleagues or friends? I mean, particularly as you approach a moment like this?
Well, because there are so many cardinals now and all over the world, we don't all know each other. Many of us have the opportunities to interact because we're on different commissions in Rome, or because of different pastoral visits and so forth. But obviously part of the process leading up to the conclave is to be able to have the opportunity to understand better the thoughts and the personalities of the different cardinals to help us in the whole process of discernment.
And speaking of that process of discernment, I know you're guided by the Holy Spirit. You know, obviously we believe that. We know that to be true. But then again, as human beings, the church being human, there are certain qualifications that are required, particularly in this moment, of the man who will be the next pope. In your mind, or in some of the other cardinals' minds, what are those qualifications? What are you looking for?
Well, obviously in the congregations before the conclave, there'll be discussions, particularly around what the present needs of the church are, to be able to discern the kinds of leadership qualities that are necessary. But certainly we need someone who can continue the spirit and ministry of John Paul II and Benedict in the new evangelization, in this hermeneutic of continuity that the Holy Father has so eloquently described as the proper interpretation of the Second Vatican Council, so that we can implement it in a way that will be fruitful. Certainly we need someone to be able to organize the central administration of the church, the curia, someone who is able to interact with Catholics throughout the world. So it's a very demanding job. So obviously someone with the great work capacity and hopefully the strength and the health and the spiritual qualities to be able to represent the church well and to be an effective teacher of the faith.
And you mentioned the new evangelization. Obviously, whoever the next pope is going to need to fan the flames of this evangelization, because we are at a critical moment right now, and the use of social media, new media to reach out to young people, all of these things are very, very important in whoever will be the next successor of Peter.
Obviously, and this year is the year of faith. We just had the Synod on the new evangelization. The Holy Father in many ways has set the stage for his successor to be able to continue along this same path.
Well, it's all going to be very exciting, and a great moment of spiritual uplifting and prayer for the church. And so please know that our prayers are with you and with your brother cardinals as you go into the conclave, and may the Holy Spirit truly guide you in your deliberations and in your choice.
Thank you. We're counting on those prayers.
Okay, thank you.